Good day, class. You are welcome once more to this series of lecture. Last week, we saw the topic titled the concepts, futures, and the elements of multimedia. I am Dr. Angela Ebele Okpala. I'm still going to be taking you on the second topic titled the rationale for multimedia. Stay tuned, relax, and enjoy the lecture. For the lecture, I will be sharing my slide. So permit me to share this slide. Yeah, as I rightly mentioned, we will be looking at the rationale for multimedia today. In this particular lesson, you will be looking at the reasons for the use of multimedia in teaching, in learning, and in research. Multimedia is commonly used nowadays. You would ask yourself why. It is good you know the rationale behind it so that you will freely engage in the use of multimedia in your learning. Apart from the reasons, we will also be looking at the disadvantages. Because of course, whatever has advantages would also have disadvantages. I would rather call them maybe challenges. And then we'll look at them so that you'll be able to know what to do and prepare yourself to overcome the challenges. Multimedia, however, has come to stay. So the earlier you get yourself engaged in the use of multimedia, the better. So we are going to be looking at the reasons for multimedia in teaching, learning, and research. Below, you will see some reasons. The first of it is deeper understanding. When you use multimedia in teaching and in learning, you will discover that you have deeper understanding. Why? Because you are going to be engaging more than one sense organ. Instead of using just text, you will be using audio, you are using video. You discover quite naturally that when you engage more than one sense organ in learning, you tend to learn better. And so that is what multimedia does for you. Because you have different sense organs being engaged at the same time, you find yourself learning better. Apart from that, individuals learn in different ways. For instance, you see somebody who prefers audio, and some prefer to read text. Why some, except they are watching, they are not able to comprehend. But you see, what multimedia does is to give you a chance to choose whichever mode you decide to learn. And that way you learn better and you learn clearer. Another reason why we engage the use of multimedia is to improve problem solving. You discover that there are some complex situations, especially in teaching, that you cannot just explain using just text. But when you present such problems using multimedia, it becomes easy to comprehend. For instance, now you are learning anatomy. By the time you watch a video of how all these animals are dissected, you will discover that you would comprehend what the teacher is saying. And even when you are studying on your own, it's easy for you to understand. So you discover that there are some concepts you just cannot explain well without the use of multimedia. It's better explained when you use multimedia. You also have another example is increase positive emotions. You will agree with me that even as you are seeing my face, I can ask you, how are you feeling? You feel good. You relax and you are able to learn better because already it's the feeling of isolation is already removed. You are feeling warm. You have a positive emotion towards the task before you. Usually, you learn better when you have a positive attitude to learning. Another example is that access to vast variety of information. In the past, without the advent of technology, we discovered that information there was a dearth of information. It was not easily communicated. But right now, any information generated in any part of the world is easily communicated anywhere, at any time, because of access to multimedia. And so you have enough information for any research you are going into. Publication is made easy, research is made easy, learning is made easy. So we also have another example, world exploration. For instance, you cannot say you have not been to England because you are in Nigeria. You may not have been there, but I tell you, though you may not have been to England, but one thing is certain, that multimedia will take you there. When you watch some videos and films of things happening outside your jurisdiction, you discover that you get conversant with what is happening over there. And you get used to things that are happening, abstract things. In fact, some of us have even visited the moon by the help of multimedia. Individualized learning is what I've explained under deeper understanding too. You will discover that because you can learn in the best language that you can understand, the best way you understand, you learn better. You can make your choice. You can choose to listen to audio. You can choose to listen to watch the video. You can choose the test. You have variety. That is the good aspect of multimedia. Choose which one suits you best. And for instance, let's think about those that are a little bit disabled. You find out that it's easy, learning is flexible for them. They can choose the media that will enhance their understanding. So multimedia is beautiful and has come to stay. Enhanced feedback system. That is about the last we are going to be taking on the reasons for multimedia. Multimedia will enhance, of course, because of the interactivity. You are able to ask questions, especially when the learning is synchronous, like I am now. At the end of this lesson, I may ask you, do you have any observations, any questions? And then you are able to air your view, and the lecturer trashes it immediately. So interactivity, feedback is made easy. So that is why we see that these are the reasons why multimedia has come to stay. In as much as we have beautiful advantages of the use of multimedia, there are challenges, there are limitations. Is everyone able to access multimedia now, especially in the rural areas? No, that's it. Because of some of these challenges, and let us look at it. But that is not to say that the challenges should stop us from engaging multimedia. Let's look at one of the challenges is information overload. To me, I'm a librarian. It's better to have information overload than to have that of information. But yes, it's a challenge, however, because for we librarian, you find it difficult to organize knowledge. As you're organizing, one another is being generated. Different feeds of knowledge are being generated on a daily basis. And apart from that, for the students, retrieval, you just key in just one thing. You just want information on a particular topic. You have so much on it that you become confused on which to use. But anyway, there are ways of overcoming them. By and large, you will learn them, because if you know the literacy skills, you will be able to know which one to choose and what to use. So information overload will cease to be a problem to you. And then another issue here is productivity cost and time. The initial cost of setting up all the gadgets for multimedia may be expensive, but by and large, it becomes easier and it becomes cost effective after some time, considering years. But productivity costs and that time, that initial time is expensive. Compatibility is another problem. When we talk about technology here, you know technology obsolete is so common. Before you know it, another version is out and you are struggling. Softwares are not compatible. You begin to struggle with the hardware. And so most times you will still need to buy a newer version. And when you are looking for money to buy a newer version, you know, it becomes a problem. And that is another challenge. And then even the multimedia that we say has several advantages can cause distraction. You will agree with me, even some of you, as you are listening to this lecture, some of you are busy testing WhatsApp. You are busy. You know, there's what we call back channels. And sometimes you are tweeting while you are listening to lectures. And sometimes it can cause distraction to some students if you are not careful. So it can also be a source of distraction. Accessibility is a problem. I started by saying, do everybody have access to multimedia? It may not be so, because in some of the rural areas where there is no electricity, there is no how they will have access to multimedia. So these are, in a nutshell, these are the challenges. But we are not, are we going to say because of the challenges, we are not going to engage the use of multimedia? You will be left behind. So these challenges, all hands are on deck to see how, you know, the challenges will be taken care of so that everyone will have access to multimedia. Yes, on that note, we've come to the end of this lesson. Multimedia has helped to solve the problem of comprehension and critical thinking, because it helps to swap roles. And you discover that the learner becomes a teacher. The teacher becomes a learner. You begin to dissect information. Before you know it, even you as a learner begin to generate information yourself. So, and it is worth learning. It is worth using. Well, on that note, this marks the end of this very topic. And we shall be discussing multimedia technologies application, particularly in libraries and information science, in our last lesson. Thank you all for listening. Bye for now.